The only thing that ever matters when you want to change your life is that you're clear on why you want to change it. It's our job to guide people back to their hearts.
It can be quite a dark journey. Is that true?
You have to go through the dark to get to the light.
You live from the heart. You live from the heart. So love is very important to you.
The more that we can see people and see them and love them for exactly where they are.
Tell me about your inner circle.
It's normally for highly successful entrepreneurs who have the money but don't have the heart.
The majority of your followers, are they male or female?
The woman is the master of the spiritual domain.
Gladiators, welcome back to this episode of The Arena with Dariush. As you know, I've been kind of interviewing people for the last 8 years, and I've now saved myself for special guests. And tonight, we have one of my favorites, an extremely special guest and a gladiator of ours, Danny Morel. Welcome to The Arena.
Thank you for having me, Dariush. Thank you for having me.
I know you're extremely busy. What time is it in Austin right now?
It is 10:14 in the morning.
Okay, not too early yet. So I'm not going to apologize for getting you up out of bed.
Yeah, it's all good.
Danny, for the viewers and the listeners, can you tell us a little bit more about you? Because I've done the research, but maybe just some people don't know about you. Please, I know you, when you Google you, it says life coach. I don't like life coach. Okay? Spiritual leader, I kind of get it. Please share with us more about you.
You know, it's interesting. I don't consider myself anything. I'm not a fan of labels. So when people ask me, who am I? Man, I'm just a human being. That's it. I'm just a human being that's on a journey of life that is trying to help other human beings on their journey of life. Like if you want to put that into a label, call that whatever you want. But my journey started, when my parents divorced when I was about 13 years old or so. And we were living in New York City, and my mother took myself and my two brothers to California. And when we lived there, we went from a two-family household to a single-parent household. And instantly, we didn't have any money. So we were on welfare, which in the U.S., it's like the U.S.'s way of providing the poor some financial assistance to buy groceries, things like that. Well, to make a long story short, by the time I was 18 years old, I started looking around. I started realizing, like, no one's coming to save us. So if our life is going to change, I'm the one that has to change it because I'm the oldest of three boys. So I said, I'm gonna buy my mom a house by the time I'm 21 years old. That was my goal, right? And I didn't know how I was gonna do it, because how never matters. I didn't know, what the right vehicle to do it, because the vehicle doesn't matter. The only thing that ever matters when you want to change your life is that you're clear on why you want to change it. And I wanted to change it because I realized that there was just a better life to live. Like, we didn't have to be poor in this case. We didn't have to be living in an apartment on welfare. We could have a nice house. That was it. That was my dream, just to live in a nice house. Not even that big, just a house, right?
To know what you had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fast forward, I'm 21 years old. I bought my mom a house because I really believe we as human beings, once we make the decision, just like you made the decision for your event, right? And you put your energy and your passion behind it. Once we make the decision, then like the right circumstances, the right people, the right everything just aligns, but we need to have the courage to make that decision first and foremost, right? It just so happens that decision led me to real estate, and I started selling real estate. And by the time I was 27 years old, I was making $1.5 million a year selling real estate. And I had mastered it so well that I was only working 5 days a week doing it, where other people in the same industry, they were making less than $100,000 a year, working 7 days a week. So I was like, wow, like, I think I could teach people how to do this better, because I was able to do 100 times the money in half of the effort. So then I said, I'm going to open up a brokerage. I opened up a brokerage, and it started literally, just with the dream of now helping other people to be able to make more money. We ended up turning that into a business that had 400 agents, $1 billion in annual sales. The revenue on that was about, I think, 38 or 40 million a year, something like that. And life was great. On the outside, everything was perfect. I had, I had the car, I had the watches, I had a massive house, I had every custom suit that you can name. Um, but but I was miserable inside. Like I was really unhappy inside. I couldn't meditate. I was afraid of sitting still. I was afraid of being home and being with my wife back then. I didn't know how to connect with my children. I didn't know how to be a father. And so I started to realize like, man, like some things are off, but I was too afraid to start that conversation until my mom died. And when my mom died, it's like my whole life opened up. And I started to realize that there was a pain inside of me that was seeking validation, attention, and approval through success, power, and money. And when you're faced with your mother dying the way that she died, it's like all of a sudden you realize, I don't know that that's all that important anymore. And that's when my spiritual journey began.
Wow, beautiful. We have a lot of similarities. My father passed away when I was 4. When your mom left your father, was it a relationship that you remember? Their relationship? Was it something that you thought, Mom, run away? Or did you feel your dad gave up on you, rejection?
No, I mean, I remember it. I remember they would always fight. And I remember, if I'm honest, my mom, who I now know was in her wounded masculine energy or wounded energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy. And then my dad was really in like his wounded feminine. And as a result, that combination is when you get these relationships where the woman is like, wears the pants. You ever hear this?
I
Yeah.
was didn't marry us like that. I know.
Okay. Yeah. We can talk about this. We can talk about this. And, and as a result of those two things, I started to realize, oh my God, like I want to just get into this. Like when I started to look into my own life, I started to see that my mom's mom died when she was only 13 days old. So that means that my mom never received love from her mother. Right? The energy of love. Forget about gifts. That's not the your mother looking at you in the eyes with a smile on her face, holding you, hugging you, nurturing you. My poor mom never got that. Like, think about that, right? And so I started to realize as I started to do the spiritual work that my mom had a wound in her heart. She had a mother wound. And guess what? She passed it on to me too, because she didn't know how to love me. Right? She wanted to. I knew she loved me, but she didn't know how to do it. Yeah.
Well, shot it. Yes.
Well, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And do you feel the validation through success and money in your mind was the way of actually getting validation from your mom? Because I've been down. I've been in.
It was the way of me finding love.
Yeah.
Because
sorry, I'm really interested in this subject.
Yeah.
Did that affect your first marriage?
100%. Hang on. Let me show you why. So then on my dad's side, my dad had a father wound and a mother wound. Listen to this. My dad was born basically out of wedlock, out of an affair, a one-night stand. My dad's dad was the famous local business person in the Dominican Republic. So he had to protect his image. So he disclaimed and disowned my dad. So then my grandmother was left with my dad, and at 4 years old, shipped him off to America because she couldn't afford to provide him. So think about that now. So now you have a mother with a mother wound, and now you have a father with a father and a mother wound. So what do you think I'm going to be like? Their first son. I'm going to be fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
I call it broken biscuits.
Yeah.
You broken biscuits. Yeah. Shame. I tell you, when I went on this I realized I was the common denominator. When everything was all fucked up, I thought, you know what? It's me. Not everybody's lunatics, right? And I went on a course called the Hoffman. Have you been on the Hoffman Institute?
No.
Oh, look into it. Hoffman Institute. They put you away for about, they put you away. They lock you up in this house with other broken biscuits for about 7 days. And you never laugh so much, cry so much. You have so much pain inside, written, verbal, physical, and you go down there. And then when I don't want to share too much because I really want people, listeners, and go to your courses, go to the Hoffman Institute. But the moment you come out to the course, the sky's bluer, the grass is greener, and you feel
Yes.
like reborn.
Yes. Well, that I did that with ayahuasca, which
Yes,
is
yes.
which is
DMT? Have you done DMT?
I haven't. I mean, I so this is my spiritual journey began when I started to realize that I wasn't happy and I didn't even know what happiness was. Honest to God, I was deeply into religion. I was deeply into, success, and I was in a marriage that I was unhappy in, because you can't possibly be happy in a relationship if you're not happy with yourself. You
Yes.
have to understand this for all of your listeners. Like, your relationship is just a reflection of how you feel about yourself. That's it. The partner you choose is literally a reflection and a mirror for the love you have or don't have within yourself. So take an abusive relationship, for example. When someone is in an abusive relationship, and you're like, but how? Why do they stay in that? But it's because they learned that love meant abuse. They learned that as a child. So then they just go and attract from that energy over and over. Where
Their
you
own dialogue is negative and abusive to themselves.
it's even bigger than that, brother. It's not just their voice, it's the energy. It's the energy it's trapped in our bodies. It's in our cells, right? And this is why it's so important to do this work, because you will never truly discover who you really are.
Yes.
Most human beings, 99.9% of human beings, are walking around planet Earth living from the wounds that they experienced as a little boy or as a little girl. And I said that. I said 99.9. That means that if you are listening to my voice right now, that means you. So think about that. Think about that. So think about what I'm saying is your money, your business, the way you run it, the way you operate it, all of it. I don't think that it's coming from your highest self. Your relationship, your partner you chose, the way you are with your children, all of it. I don't think it's coming from your highest and true self, because you can only operate in a life of true abundance, financial, relationship, health, all of that, when you return to your heart. And most of us, we're living up here because the mind, the ego, has told us, stay up here. Don't ever go back there, because you remember when you were a little boy or you were a little girl and you were there, you got hurt. So stay up here, stay up here. The journey of life is to return here. And when you return here, you return to your authentic self. And when you return to your authentic self, you can actually live an authentic life.
When I love this, we will get on fine. We're gonna get on fine.
Yeah.
I love you to watch some of my videos. It's incredible. I'm not as smart as you are. I've had 2 heart attacks, lost $100 million, and then I realized, sitting on a hospital bed, that I wasn't living my authentic self. And the reason we are so successful is because I share my vulnerability without fear. And I've got so many questions to ask you.
Sure.
What happened to the business where you decided to go the spiritual path? Did you shut it?
Yeah.
You sell it?
No, yeah. I knew my time was over. I don't know why, man, but my business, my life, my work has always been about helping other people. The more and more that I do plant medicine, the more and more I realize it's my life's purpose, and And so the moment that I started to see there was another world, there's a different level of success that has nothing to do with money, but has everything to do with how you feel. To be honest, I thought if human beings understand that, then they can have everything, but they will have nothing until they understand that. So then I started thinking, oh my God, like when I did ayahuasca for the first time, it was much like when you had your experience at the Hoffman Institute. I thought to myself, oh my God, like planet Earth needs to feel this. What I feel right now, everybody needs to feel this, right?
Humanity.
Yeah. And so then I thought to myself, but not everyone is going to want to do ayahuasca or mushrooms or DMT. So I thought, how could I create an event that gives them this type of experience without them needing to take something? And that's when I created my event, Awaken Your Highest Self, which is a 3-day event. And now we've helped thousands of people heal their heart, their relationships. And yeah, man, this is where we're at now.
I'm going to come to your events and retreats because I'm really keen to attend. And I noticed you're coming to London in March, I think, next year.
Yeah, come. And we'll be there in Wembley Stadium. Yeah.
We're coming. As long as I get front row seats, we're coming. I'd love to be there. I'd love to connect with you. Tell me about the marriage. What happened?
Listen, the marriage was a reflection of the lack of love and connection that I had with myself. So if I'm honest with myself, on the day I was getting married, I wasn't in love. I was getting married because in my mind, I thought that was the next step in life. And I thought that because I was highly religious back then, I thought you can't have sex before you get married. So I didn't want to live as a sinner, which is another way in which religion like controls us through the energy of guilt and fear. And then finally, I just thought, to be honest, just like the next goal, just like the next business, my brain was so used to, like, think about this. Like, we're so used to being disconnected with peace that we always have to be chasing the next thing. So to me, the next thing was, I got to get married. Like, I was not that young guy that was like, no, I don't want to get married. Like, I was that guy that was like, no, I have to get married because being married is the only way that I'll find love. Right. And so,
you took this lady on a journey, right? And then you got awakened and realized that you weren't really happy. Was there a certain amount of guilt?
Oh, listen. If we're both honest, if she was here right now, I think because she's done the work as well, she's healed a lot as well. It's never, was there a certain amount of guilt? Enormous guilt. Because I was 13 years into my marriage when this all happened. But at year number 10, I lived in the state of California. So at year number 10, it's like, that's the mark where they get half of everything. So I remember thinking to myself at 10 years, I was like, fuck, I don't want to be in this, but I can't leave it because then I'm a sinner. I guess I'm just going to be unhappy for the rest of my life. That was true. That literally was the voice. So like nowhere, no one had ever taught me, wait a minute. Like, you have the right to honor your heart. You have the right to honor what you're feeling. And I can guarantee you, if I was feeling that, she was probably feeling that as well, So what actually happened with me is I had an affair. Yeah, it was, to me, it was the coward's way. Like, I didn't have the integrity or the honesty to just go talk to her and say, I'm not happy, because I was afraid of her, brother. Like, I was afraid of her. Literally, I was not in my masculine energy. And I was afraid of her reaction. I was afraid of, her yelling at me. I was afraid of how mean she would be. I created a monster. I'm not blaming her. Because when a woman does not feel you in your truth and in your masculine, trust me, she will become the masculine. So I'm blaming me. You're the owner of your experience. Don't ever blame anybody else. So then, as a result of that, yeah, we ended up. I I told her, I said, I can't do this anymore. We ended up going through the divorce process. That process, was easy financially because I'm a provider. To this day, I still provide for her and my kids. It's no problem. It was emotionally very difficult. And I was able to navigate it the best way that I could. And was there guilt? Yeah. However, you can't live in peace if you're living in guilt. And I'm going to say that again. You cannot live in peace, love, and abundance if you're living in guilt. And so I worked through that guilt, and I finally realized that both of us, our souls called in this experience. The wounded part of her, the wounded part of me, both of us called in this experience to experience something in life. And you'll only ever understand that when you journey deep and you have a spiritual experience like the one that we have at Awaken, quite frankly, because that's when things get a little less right and wrong. And you start to see all of your life as like, wow, this whole path was perfectly orchestrated to get me to where I'm at today. And then from today, you get to choose, well, what kind of a man in this case, or if a woman is listening, what kind of a woman will I be from this day forward, right? And then when you combine that with awareness, forgiveness, and the space to heal, then the guilt leaves, man, and you can come from love, because love allows and love understands.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. If the roles were changed and your wife was having an affair and you loved her, how do you deal with that pain of finding out that the one you love has been cheating on you, and maybe she has regrets? Maybe you find out, and then she stops that affair. How do you build that trust? How do you heal as
Okay,
a
well,
man?
I think those are three different questions. Those are three different questions. So listen, so I coach. I don't like the word coach. I provide life-changing experiences for human beings. And in part of those experiences, I guide them through conversation. So I'm dealing with a gentleman right now. He's a powerful business person in Miami. They do hundreds of millions a year. And finally, he came to Awaken because he was he realized that he was unhappy in life. He gave everything to his wife, everything, and she cheated on him, and that broke his heart, obviously, and then once she cheated on him, she no longer. Basically, she wanted her to take him back, and all of these things were going on, but he was so conflicted because he was hurt. Now, listen, this is where the story takes a twist. What I need all of you to understand is that there's no accidents in life, and everything is as a result of our past experiences. So when you are with someone that has an affair with you, on you, in this case, this gentleman, I got to work backwards and I got to understand his life a little bit better. And without giving you the details, I can tell you that his mother used to leave him alone with strangers at the ages of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. And unfortunately, some of those strangers abused of him sexually. And he still hasn't worked through that letdown from his mother. That his mother wasn't able to give him love and to protect him and honor him the way his heart felt that he deserved to.
So he attracted that in his adult life. Wow. Wow. During your
Because listen, when we have a wound with the mother, we have a wound with our heart. So our heart is broken. You understand that? And so when our heart is broken, we will continue to find a way to keep breaking it. You have to hear this, people. You have to understand this. The only way that you can ever stop attracting that is to go backwards, to heal your heart, to heal the part of you that has been broken, because you're essentially attracting your relationships, even your money, because in this case, the guy's successful, but he ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? It's like we got a lot of people on social media nowadays they make a lot of money, but they're not happy. And you can always tell when they're not happy. And I'll tell you how you can tell. Just look at the content. You can tell that they need you. They need your approval. They need you to follow. They need your energy to feel good inside. And so the world is being taught right now to look up to people with a lot of followers and a lot of this and a lot of. I'm not saying don't have a lot of followers. I obviously have a lot of followers. What I'm saying is, when you heal, the follower, I even hate calling them followers, but you know what I mean. The people in your community, they come as a result of the love and of the value, not because of the way you look, not because of the car you drive, not because of the size of your boobs if you're a woman, not because of your body, not because a woman uses her body the same way a man uses his Rolex and his Lamborghini. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. To me, when I see that, I see, because I was that guy, brother. I was that guy in the Aston Martin with the black sunglasses, always hiding my eyes because I was afraid of the world to see my truth. I was that guy that needed the car and the suit and to get you to like me. And you'll never be free like that. You'll never be free like that. So if I can, real fast, I'm going to go back to this guy. So then, I'm working with him right now. Forget about the relationship with the wife. The relationship with the wife is the byproduct of the broken heart. So we're working right now to heal the heart. And this is what I tell couples all the time. I just spoke with a couple yesterday. Same dynamic. For the woman, the father left her. So she is literally an angry man. She lives in that energy. For the guy, the woman never showed him love. So he is literally a timid little puppy because he's just looking for love. And she's just looking for protection. So there's no room for the masculine and the feminine. This is what's caused. I literally told them yesterday, I said, you guys realize, I don't say this often, but you are 100% together from trauma. It's not love. Love literally cannot exist in this relationship based off this dynamic. So I said, please, I told the woman, if you love him, do you realize he does not know how to receive love? And she goes, yeah, and I always try and I go, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. Feel that. Feel what I just said. If he is a stranger on the street, that I tell you, this human being, this beautiful soul, does not know how to receive love, how would you react? How would you treat him? You treat him with compassion. You shouldn't, but to you, you can't because he's your father.
Yeah, wow. And did she accept it?
And then guess what the flip side was? The flip side was that he was doing the same thing because she is his mother. So the way she treats him is a reflection of the love he didn't get from the mother. So how could you possibly be in love like that? Here's the answer. It's impossible. It is fucking possible. That's the answer. So guess what I said? I said, do you love him? Yeah. Do you love her? Yeah. I mean, do you really love it? Yeah. Then let him go. Let him go for 6 months. No sex, please. No physical, because this is so beautiful. This creates life, but we as human beings, we use it to get something, to get our needs fulfilled, right?
Absolutely.
We want security. We want to make sure they love us. That's not love, right? When this happens, when you're in love, this is a beautiful, beautiful thing that creates life, that literally can give you a spiritual experience if it's done the right way, if it's done with love, right? And so then I said, do you love her? Yes. And by the way, this poor guy, I asked him, how do you feel? He goes, I finally feel like I can breathe. Of course, because you're so afraid of how she's going to react. Then, brother, you're not living in love. You're not living in love. And by the way, no wonder your money is struggling. Let each other go. Go on a healing journey. I'm here. I'm going to guide. They're in my inner circle. I'm going to guide you. I'm going to walk you through this process. And then at the end of 6 months, when you've returned to your heart, you go, oh, wow, now I know what I want my life to really look like. Now I know what I want to feel like in relationship. And now I know what I really want my partner to be like. And then from that energy, if it's that person, then you're back together. But if it's not, then in love, you let them go and you thank them for being a part of your journey, man.
That's incredible. Tell me about your inner circle.
It's the most beautiful thing you can ever imagine. It's for it's normally for highly successful entrepreneurs who have the money but don't have the heart. And they know they hear a message like this one and they go, "Oh my God, that's me. I need help," right? And I take them through a really beautiful journey because it's like-minded people. And 3 times a year, we get together for 3 days. We'll be in Spain next year. We'll be in Lake Tahoe, and we'll be beachfront in Mexico. We just go to beautiful places, and we're there to heal. And we heal your relationship wounds. I mean, people are crying. People are falling back in love. People's lives are changing. We heal your money wounds. Because even if you're making money, but you're always stressed out, give up the money because your health is your priority. And stress equates inflammation, which equates illness. This is why so many successful business people die of heart attacks. Yes. And none of this is necessary, brother. None of this is necessary. Absolutely none of this. No stress, no inflammation, no illness. We as human beings, we can live to 100, 120 years old if we fix the energy within. And then finally, we deal with wellness, so we help people to reconnect with the body, because what happens with a lot of people is they don't realize that the body stores trauma and stores energy. So half of what's going on up here, listen carefully, it's because the body, it's trapped in your hips, your lower back, your glutes, your shoulders, how they're always hurting. All that trauma is still stuck in you. And then the body tells the mind, make them think this, make them think that, make them think that. That's why you have to have what's called a somatic experience to release all of this. And so we combine, obviously I have a gifting for teaching, right? So we combine the teaching with the community, with beautiful travel, with plant medicine. We just had this last time, 66 beautiful entrepreneurs from all over the world. They flew in from everywhere, some from Dubai actually, and we led them through a beautiful journey where some of the realizations that people have, your literally your destiny is altered forever.
Danny, thank you. I want to take you further. I find with ayahuasca, I haven't taken ayahuasca. I've done everything else but ayahuasca because I don't like purging. I don't like the thought of purging. Even with mushrooms, I get this feeling in my throat and I don't particularly like it. So and I've heard, second thing, it can be quite a dark journey. Is that true?
Yeah, let me explain it to you.
Please.
Let's start with ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is the deepest medicine. She is the grandmother of all medicines. To me, she is the most beautiful medicine of all, because where our mind thinks, I don't want to purge, brother, I'm telling you, you should want to and praise the day that you purge. Because guess what purging is?
Cleansing.
Bingo. It's a release. Picture all the shit from deep inside your heart and soul. And then you're free, brother. You're free.
And then the journey, dark? Not necessarily.
No, let me put it to you this way. The most beautiful moments in my entire life, moments where I have been crying from joy and experiencing love and unity and oneness and heaven on earth, are from ayahuasca.
Wow. And
Do you have to go through? Do you have to go through the dark to get to the light? Yeah.
corpse.
But when people say that they have dark journeys, the only dark or negative or difficult journey that a human being can ever have is because they're afraid of releasing control and surrendering. That's it.
Very true.
That one hit.
Very true.
That one hit.
Your 3-day events, the one that's happening in London, is that the same? We have plant medicine, or no? That's for your innocent.
No. That's the 3-day event. You will have an experience as profound as the plant medicine in those 3 days without the plant medicine. Yeah.
Okay. And then I guess from there you choose whether you want to go to the next level. Incredible.
Yeah. Because and this is important. It's like, in my business today, I don't think of it as a business, bro. It's like I live my life, and hopefully my energy and my words speak for themselves. Hopefully you hear that I genuinely want to help people heal, because it feels incredible when you're on this side of life, right? And then people come and they feel it for themselves. They feel it for themselves, and it's undeniable. And then, overachiever, high achievers, once you realize there's an area in your life that you're not achieving in, the money, none of that matters. You want to win in life. And then if you just have somebody that is like you, that has been through the same shit that you've been through, that that they could, I'll tell you, I'm not afraid to tell you right now, in 3 weeks, we've got 40 people from Inner Circle that are all going to be sitting with ayahuasca together. And I'm going to be there in ceremony, holding their hand, because I love them, because this is my family. I'm not selling you something. No. This is my purpose of life. So to me, it's a very beautiful thing.
Do you feel that people go on your courses, let's say the Inner Circle, it's really important they do it as a couple? Or do you feel like if the husband or the wife goes and the spouse does it, it could damage the relationship?
Well, first things first, I don't know that anything can damage a relationship. You got to understand, man, everything is perfect. Everything happens the way that it's supposed to happen. Now, with that being said, like we offer, because we want to help heal families, yes, the couple comes and they're both a part of the thing. So it's a lot of successful couples that are right. Every once in a while, you do have a situation where one shows up and one doesn't. And it's not damaging. What I can tell you is the one who comes is going to be growing and healing at such a, like what we do for human beings I have no shyness about saying this. You'll heal more in 1 year than you would in 30 or 40 years in therapy. That's my guarantee.
Yes.
It's impossible to compare.
And I guess when they heal that, they're okay with it. There is no, they're going to be okay with the consequences because they're at one, right? They come to your
Well, yeah.
court. Yeah.
Well, then one of two things will happen. It's either everything is a mirror and a reflection. So if one is going and one is not, the question is, why is one not?
Exactly.
Where else in your life do you feel disconnected like that?
Amazing.
Yeah. Where else in your life are your values different? Where else in your life do you want different things? You understand what I'm saying?
I do. That
Yeah. And then that becomes a teacher. And then either you get to go, wow, we never realized that. And it brings you closer, or you go, wow, like we're just on different paths. But brother, even that is beautiful. It's okay. We have this stigma in the world where you know, how long did your marriage last? And you put on these little candles on your anniversary cake. Oh, I've been married 30 years, but you're fucking miserable.
So true.
So what good? What good does it do? Your ego likes it because you get to say 30 years. So now you feel big in life because secretly you don't feel big in life in other areas of your life. And that's why you won't speak your truth. You won't speak your truth about your relationship because this is the one thing that you feel proud of, right? And what happens if that falls apart? Then your whole life falls apart. Why? Because your life is entangled in your relationship because you don't know who you are. You haven't returned to your heart. When you heal, the relationship is a reflection of your heart.
Amazing. Very true. Very true. Danny, you live from the heart. You live from the heart. So love is very important to you, and I guess. And I'm sure. How big are your courses, your seminars? How many people show up on average?
So Awaken is normally 700 or 800 people, something like that.
Okay. So I'm talking about my own personal experience. Whether the room's full of 30 people or 2,000 people, there's always a small percentage who I teach about money. And the ones who have the least amounts of money are the ones who argue most.
Oh, yes.
So
Because why do they have the least amount of money? This is very important. Money is just energy. That's it. So you, me, everyone that's listening is free to make the most amount of money, but you are free to make billions, hundreds of millions. There's nothing stopping anyone. So when you don't have money, it's a reflection of the lack of power, presence, clarity, and love that you have for yourself. And people hate hearing that. They hate hearing it because it's such a big mirror. It's a big mirror, right? So they would rather bitch and complain is what they'd like to do.
look at themselves in the mirror.
Yeah, instead of looking, so it's your fault because you did something at the seminar or at the event or whatever. And so when stuff like that happens, I just gladly, I love you. Just give them the money. It's okay. Because it's either this is the lifetime where they learn that lesson or this is the lifetime where they don't. Either one, I'm okay. I'm looking for the people who this is the lifetime that they have chosen to come into existence to heal their heart and soul so they can raise into enlightenment and oneness with God. That's what I'm looking for.
I've learned a lot from you here because in the past, I used to argue with them and I used to put so much energy trying to convert them. And then I felt drained afterwards. So after a few years, I stopped doing sessions because I knew there's always a certain percentage who'll fight you. And because I truly cared, it really hurt me. And
But it was more than truly cared. It was your ego too.
tell me.
Yeah, because I only say that because that was me. Because when you are at peace with everything and everyone, and the more that we connect with love, the more that we can see people and see them and love them for exactly where they are. Because what really happens is you have compassion for them because you go, I remember when I used to be like that. Maybe not with money, but in one area of your life you were. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you get to go, it's okay. It's okay. And it's kind of magical what happens, but when you get to that place, less of those people show up because you just don't vibrate at the same frequency anymore.
Very true. Incredible. Thank you
Yeah,
for
man.
that. Thank
Yeah,
you
no
for that.
problem. Yeah.
Appreciate it. A majority of your followers, are they male or female?
Female.
Me too. Although I teach gladiators, what are your thoughts? Why are they? Mine is 70% female. Over
Yeah, because the
70% ego.
because the woman is the master of the spiritual domain and the man is the master of the physical domain. And
Me
so what that means is that the man wants to focus his energy, his time on the physical domain, on how can I create this bottle and sell this bottle and manufacture millions of this bottle, or based off the level of consciousness, how can I get a job to create this bottle, or based on the level of lower consciousness, man, I don't even see the fucking bottle because there's no opportunities for me. So that's all the man is worried about, right? The woman is worried about what is spiritual. So she's worried about her heart. She's worried about growing, right? She's worried about healing. So that's why the messages resonates more. But I will say, man, the men that come, you'll see, come be my guest. Come be my guest in London.
the details after this podcast.
Yeah.
Details.
Yeah.
Listen, I pay.
Well,
Thank
what are
you
your?
for the invite. I'll pay because
Yeah.
when you pay attention, you respect. I value you. I value
I
your
appreciate that. I respect that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your offer. I really mean that.
Yeah. No,
My
I appreciate it.
thank
Yeah.
you. We need it. Everybody needs it.
Well,
Everybody,
here's what I will guarantee you. You will leave a changed human being. And here's another thing I'll guarantee you. As a man, remember my words that I'm telling you right now. You will see the level of pain that men have inflicted on women, and you will feel it so deep inside of you that it will show you literally that it is and hasn't been in this lifetime that we have been inflicting pain on women for thousands, but you won't know it. You'll know it, and that will help heal your heart in a very, very beautiful way. It's very profound what you're going to see.
my mom's had it tough. She's 77. She was a widow at 23. Do you think she speaks fluent English? Do you think she could come to one of the seminars? She's on her own now.
Brother. Okay, do you want me to tell you the honest to God truth?
Please.
When you come to this event, and if this is not true, and this is for anybody listening, when you come to this event, you will wish that you got a private plane or a 737 and brought every human being that you love. Because I'm going to tell you, the event is not about me. It's about you going into you. So you're going to connect with your ancestors. You're going to connect with your parents if they've passed away. You're going to have them visit you very, very clearly. If you're a woman and you have had sexual trauma, I'm just going to say, if you've been raped, you're going to get an opportunity to heal all of this and unlock all of that energy in your body. And by the way, men as well who have experienced sexual trauma, you're going to have an experience to share. You know how many women come to our event and for the first time in their life share? You know how many men, you know that alone liberates your throat chakra and changes your life forever. And then you know what it feels like to be laying there and have a spiritual experience where your mother or your father that you thought hated you comes to you and literally
Incredible.
There's nothing like it on planet Earth, man.
Why are we doing events in Dubai? I'll organize.
You get the people there, I'm there. I'll be there in 90 days.
Let's do the dates in place and I'll get you. You name the numbers, I'll get them in a room. I promise you this. Done.
Perfect.
Done. I'll be honored. Seriously, I'll be honored.
Okay. I'd be honored too. I just want to heal the world.
Stand me off. But thank you, Danny. Really honor that. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Um,
you.
One thing that, again, probably no one going to say that was I'm learning so much from you. Sometimes these people come to my courses and some people don't even pick up a pen to take a note. They don't, and I can see them that they're just resisting. One of the things I do, I try to focus them, and I'm saying to them, "Hey, you paid all this money. Start taking notes. You remember things most," and they constantly resist. Is it possible to change these people, or do we just love them and let them go? And
It is possible, but the thing is, it's not our job to change people.
although
It's
they play
our
courses,
it's our job to guide people back to their hearts. That's it. Because why would I not listen to this? Why would I not pick up a pen to take notes? It's because I have so much restriction and so much doubt because of what I learned. I'm just going to tell you, that's a masculine, that's a father wound.
yes,
Because my father showed me that none of this stuff is real. And my father, you know how many clients I have that their father literally told them, here's what's going to happen in life. You're going to get to 18, you're going to work your ass off for somebody else, and you're going to be broke for the rest of your life. And there's nothing you can do about it. You know how many people I have to like literally unprogram and unlock their heart, their mind. This is right. So when people are like that, you just send them love. And you know what you do, brother? Especially for you, someone who's on stage, you send them love and you just be kind to them. That's it. You just be kind to them. You just be loving to them. And you don't fight them. By the way, I used to fight them. I'm only telling you because I right? I was the guy that used to fight them.
nowadays is much more powerful than fighting because you're extending so much energy. And also, I think one of my challenges, and my brand says gladiator, right? And gladiators fight, but that not necessarily, okay? Because gladiators were heroes; they were spiritual beings, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting when you go deeper. My brand used to be relentless. If you look it up, Kobe Bryant was the last guest at my last event. It was 6 months before he passed away.
Right.
By the way, that's a wonderful interview. But when I started to heal, I thought to myself, there's nothing to be relentless about because everything I've ever had and wanted is right here. And that's when I changed, and I was like, no, it's a different. And that's when I created Awaken. Basically. Um,
You're a
and
father. Sorry to interrupt. You're a father of two
no,
children.
4.
Four from your first wife, yes.
No, 3 boys from my first wife and a little girl.
Congratulations.
Thank
So,
you.
you got a lot of awareness over how not to be and how to be a father. Now, do your children do they live with you or they live with your ex-wife?
My boys live with their mom, and my little girl. But my boys all have a room in my home. The oldest 2, they're at that age where it's like, they kind of want to do their own thing, So that's it. So I've accepted that, and that's okay. And then my little guy, who used to be my baby, he comes over, 3 nights a week, and we hang out, and yeah, it works. It works really nice. Yeah.
Are you constantly aware? Because I like to think I'm a great dad, and I have 4 children also, and thank God if they're a reflection of me as a dad, I'm done quite well. It's got nothing to
Yeah.
do with luck. No matter, I think the magic has been that I'll give them nothing but love. And I have a 30-year-old down to a 10-year-old, and
Wow.
they always want to be with us. And thank God, no headaches, no alcohol, drugs issues, nothing. And their cups are always full because all we did was make sure we give them love. Lots of our audience are single parents, okay? And sometimes I feel people compromise because they're single parents, and or they make their children soft because they overcompensate. How can we advise how to be a great parent if you're a single parent, single mom, or a single father?
Yeah, I think if you're a single parent, man, look, I'm gonna be honest. In my life's story, parenting isn't the thing that comes easiest for me because I wasn't parented. You understand what I'm saying? Like, part of what I didn't share was at 13, I became the dad. Like, I became the man of that. So I've no know what it feels like to have anyone above me, basically. You understand what I mean?
I felt the same. I never had a father figure in my life.
Yeah, yeah. So even today, like, I finally reconciled and healed with my dad. Like, I provide for my dad too, happily, by the way. But all that to say is that, like, I can tell you, man, I can't sit here and give you a perfect answer. All I can tell you is just love. Let that be your guide. Let love be your guide. And sometimes love is allow. Allow them to go on the journey. Allow them to make the mistake. Or why do we even think they're going to make the mistake? You know? Um, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Show to me, we love is everything. I did a post recently about somebody who gave me advice before I came to Dubai 15 years ago. A very successful billionaire businessman. He said, Dariush, do you mind if I give you some advice? I said, fire away. And he said, I thought it was going to be business advice. He goes, you tell your kids you love them too much.
Yep.
And I said, you can give me any advice, but I love you comes from such an authentic place that I'm not going to listen to that advice. And I'm just going to always give my kids love. And their cups are always overflowing. They're not seeking anybody else to fill their cup.
That's it. That's a
Yeah.
good thing. You did your job, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did your job.
It's been a painful process, right? But
Yeah,
we're all work in progress. So
we did that. That's it, bro. That's it. And I want to say something to Rush.
sure.
I think it's very, very important that, like, you never get to a place where you think you've made it, because, like, we're all healing, we're all growing, and we're all learning, and so that's why humbly, like, I know there's areas in my life I've got it locked down, you know what I mean? But then I know that there is in my life where humbly I say, look, I got to be honest, because there's no mask. You don't want to live a life where you're hiding behind a mask. Just be yourself.
That's how we start to the conversation. You're human. You're a human.
That's right. That's right.
And just celebrate the fact that you're a human and you got some areas of weakness and strengths. Just work it. Just be honest with yourself. Fearless.
And if you can be, and by the way, I have to leave you with this because I have another call right now. If you could, okay, if you could be honest with yourself, I mean really honest with yourself, and you can be okay with that, then watch how the entire universe literally shifts to mirror the honesty you have with yourself. Watch how that happens.
Beautiful. Thank you. You married to a beautiful lady. And how did you qualify her and realize, did she have challenges? Did she come on your course and meet you? Because when you are looking at life from a different angle, it must be very difficult to tick all your boxes or be open to learning from you. How did that work out? And congratulations, by the way.
I thank you. I don't know that she learns from me. I think I learn from her. Honest to God, you're going to meet her. The moment you meet her, you're in her presence. You feel this energy. She is one of the most powerful, special women on the planet. And I know I'm saying a lot, but for those who know me, know us, so look, I just, okay, I'm just going to be, okay, I'm a guy, I'm a man. So I wanted to be attracted to my partner. That's fair. That's right. And yet, we live in a world where I think, unfortunately, when a woman is not connected to her heart, she thinks her value is on her looks. But looks, they're not going to last. It's not going to last. And so you see so many women nowadays always changing themselves. That's a sign. It's a sign of a deep disconnection from the truth of who you are and from loving yourself for who you are.
So when you
Right?
met your so when you met your wife, I know we're short for time, rushing out of the question through. Did you check her parents, how she was brought up? Or no, you said, you know what, I welcome you, I love your energy.
No. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. I used to say to myself, God, send me. And by the way, whenever I say this, people, well, hey, I'm just being honest. This is what I said to myself. I wanted a unicorn. I used to say to myself, God, I want someone who looks like a supermodel, but doesn't know it.
What?
So understand what I was saying. Understand what I was really saying. I was saying, I want someone, yeah, beautiful on the outside, but that doesn't know that she's beautiful. That doesn't care that she's beautiful.
Is that
You
pure?
understand?
She's
Yes.
so
I wanted pure. I wanted natural, pure, beautiful energy. I didn't know that's what I was looking for. Now I know. So when I remember I was on Instagram and I would, like, I didn't even know something like that could exist because you could see it. You could see it in her eyes. She didn't need your attention. She didn't need you to like her. She wasn't using her looks. She had a purpose. There was this calmness, it was the energy, right? So I go, I'm fucked. I'm in love. Wow. Because legitimately in my entire existence, I had never seen anything like that. She was in a relationship. So I waited for 3 years. And during those 3 years, what I now realize in my soul's journey is it gave me time to become the man that I needed to become, to call her in. And also, she needed to feel in her relationship what she didn't want in her life to call me in, so that by the time we got together, it was beautiful. And we actually have a podcast called Finding the One.
I watched it and I feel that energy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I feel it. And I honestly, again, the hair is whoop, 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 and rinsing. I honor you, man. I really honor you. Danny, I look rushed for time and we'll be just exactly an hour. I honor you. I'm grateful. We're going to cut this podcast now, but I need to change details if you don't mind. Do you
Yes.
Okay. I just want to say, Gladiators, I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I did because I've been on an emotional roller coaster and we got to work with this gentleman. We're going to bring him to the MENA region and we're going to enlighten all of us and we're going to change your lives for the better. So thank you once again.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.